Today we are going to study one of the most basic and important topics in morphology, which is morphemes. Morphemes are the smallest building blocks of words. Just like a house is made from bricks and a sentence is made from words. Words themselves are made from morphemes. Understanding morphemes is very useful because it helps us to first understand how words are formed. Number 2, understand how meaning changes when we add affixes. Number 3, improve our vocabulary reading and spelling. So, let's begin with the definition. What is a morpheme? A morpheme is the smallest meaningful unit in a language. That means a morpheme cannot be divided into smaller parts that still have meaning. Let me give you some examples. First, the word boy is just one morpheme. If we cut it into smaller parts like bo or y, they don't mean anything. So boy is one morpheme. Next, the word book has two morphemes, book and s. The first morpheme book means the object, while the second morpheme s means plural. Together, they mean more than one book. Next, the word under development has three morphemes. First, under, which is prefix meaning below or not enough. Second, develop, the root word meanings to grow, and men, a suffix meaning process or result.
Types of morphemes. Now, morphemes can be divided into two main types. First, free morphemes. These can stand alone as independent words. For example, house, red, run, chair. Second, bond morphemes. These cannot stand alone. They must be attached to another morpheme. For example, as, in, this. So, if I say the word book, it makes sense by itself. But if I say only as, it doesn't make sense until I attach it to book to make books. Let's explore them one by one. Free morphemes. Free morphemes are divided into two groups. Content words. These are words that carry the main meaning in a sentence. They include nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. For example, student, eat, happy, quickly. If I say these words alone, you can already imagine their meaning. Function words. These do not carry strong meaning, but they are very important for grammar. They include articles, prepositions, pronouns, and conjunctions. If I say it alone, it does not tell you much. But in a sentence, it connects with other words to create proper grammar. So, content words give us ideas, while function words help us arrange the ideas into correct sentences. Bond morphemes or affixes. Now, let's talk about bond morphemes. There are morphemes that can never stand alone. They must always attach to another word. Bond morphemes are usually affixes. There are four types of affixes. 1. Prefixes, added to the beginning of a word. Example, unhappy. Un means not. 2. Infixes, inserted inside a word. In English, they are very rare and mostly used in slang. For example, epso, bloody, lutely. But other languages like Indonesian and Tagalog use them more often. 3. Suffixes, added to the end of a word. Example, happiness. Ness makes it a noun. 4. Circumfixes, added at both of the beginning at the end of a word. English does not have circumfixes, but Indonesian does. For example, ke, dang, in keadaan, state or condition. So, bond morphemes are like attachments or decorations to the root word. They change the meaning or the grammar of the word.
Prefixes in detail. Let's go deeper into prefixes. Prefixes usually change the meaning of a word. Here are some common prefixes in English. First, un means not. For example, unhappy. It means not happy. Second, non also means not. For example, non-living. It means not living. Dis means opposite. For example, distrust. It means not trust. Next, in or im also mean not. For example, impossible, it means not possible. Pre means before. For example, pre-war. It means before the war. Re means again. For example, rewrite. It means write again. Inter means between. For example, international. It means between nation. As you can see, prefixes add meaning but usually do not change the word class. Suffixes in detail. Suffixes are very common in English and they usually change the part of speech of a word. For example, adapt is verb, adaptable is adjective, adaptation is noun. Here are some more examples. Adjective suffixes: able, comfortable, os, dangerous, why, sleepy. Noun suffixes: man, punishment, ion, expression, ness, weakness. Verb suffixes: at, called, ing, calling, eyes, socialize. Adverb suffixes: li, quickly, ward, afterward. So, suffixes not only add meaning but also help us build new words and expand our vocabulary. Spelling changes with suffixes. When we add suffixes, the spelling of the root word sometimes changes. If a word ends in E, the E may be dropped, like mature to maturity. If a word ends in Y, the Y may change to I, happy to happiness. Sometimes letters are changed, like pronounce to pronunciation. This is why suffixes are also important in spelling and pronunciation. To conclude, morphemes are the smallest unit of meaning in a language. We have free morphemes which can stand alone and bound morphemes which cannot. Bound morphemes include prefixes, suffixes, infixes, and circumfixes. Prefixes usually change meaning, suffixes often change word class, and circumfixes appear in some languages. By studying morphemes, we can improve our understanding of vocabulary, grammar, spelling, and even other language.